Tears of the Kingdom has finally arrived, and is shaped up to be one of the most mind-blowing games I've ever played. During my time with the game, I'm willing to share a couple secrets I've learned along the way, and all of these are achievable even before leaving the beginning area, the Great Sky Islands. So here are 14 spoiler-friendly things I wish I knew while playing Tears of the Kingdom. You'll get an item called Zonai Charges right off the bat in the beginning of the game. Its main function is to act as currency to then throw into the gacha machine to get some nifty Zonai machine parts, useful for building things to help navigate the world. But it also has a secondary function of refilling your Zonai battery charge if you're low. Cool thing is, this is never wasted, because using this while already at full charge gives you a bar of overcharge, great for getting ready for a long trip that requires lots of energy. Torches are fairly rare in this game. That's because there's another, more available option for you, fusing wood to a metal weapon. This also never burns out, just like a regular torch, so you can carry your fire whenever you need for as long as you want, and even keep you warm while mobile in a pinch. If you played Breath of the Wild, one nice trick for gaining height you might remember is to throw 4 bundles of wood on the floor and light them for a decent updraft. Thing is, there's something else you can use for updrafts that worked in Breath of the Wild too. Spicy peppers. But this time it's different. Spicy peppers create a much more powerful updraft, gaining almost as much height as Rivali's Gale. While you don't have the paraglider right in the beginning of the game, this trick will soon come in handy for many players once they do, and this helps them traverse the world much easier. There's a new ability in Link's arsenal that will definitely come in handy. By readying to throw with your weapon with R, then pressing up on the D-pad, you can now select any material to forcefully throw. Elemental Choo-Choos, while charged up, fires up a large explosion that can hurt pretty bad if you're up close. Poking at it with a long stick is the best option, or hitting them then backflipping as soon as possible. There's also another option. Throw literally anything at it, even wood or flowers, and set off the explosion to kill it from a safe distance. Fusing in general is something you should really experiment with when you get it. Just start mixing things together. The whole process is extremely fun. While some combinations are harmless fun, there's a couple fuse options that will not work well or even completely backfire. Sails attached to spears, unlike swinging weapons like one or two-handed weapons, won't do anything because the stabbing motion doesn't create wind at this angle. So large wooden boards or sails are best saved for weapons that are not spears. While Barry's explosions are small enough to not affect Link when fused to a weapon, Choo-Choo jellies, even on long-range weapons such as a spear, can reach you on impact and hurt you pretty badly. You also might have come across a ruby while mining in the caves. These attached to handheld weapons gives you a nifty elemental wand, but throwing them or shooting them is a very dangerous thing to do, as the explosion these give off are ginormous, and more often than not, you'll be blown up along with your foes. A quick tip that everyone should know is when powering on Zonai devices with your weapon, it doesn't take any durability. So go ahead and use any handheld weapon. Don't waste your durability on any other option. In the beginning of the game, your inventory isn't too bad, but by the time you leave the Sky Islands and definitely later on, your inventory starts to get pretty packed with tools. To help navigate around this, you can sort by type, fuse attack power, and by most used. Most used is the most useful, but isn't really perfect because some items you want aren't as close to the front of the menu as you'd like. If you want to capitalize on this mechanic, you can randomly throw the material multiple times onto the ground to make it more used, to put it closer to the beginning of the list. Only problem is this is very wasteful with items that get destroyed when throwing. So just keep this problem in mind as you play the game, and get some practice in navigating the materials and other menus. Nintendo, please just make a manual favoriting system. This is insane. When you reach the snowy area of the Great Sky Islands, there's something you should always be on the lookout for: icicles. These can be shot down, then fused to your weapon. Not only is it a fairly strong attachment, it's actually a freezing attachment, which allows follow-up attacks to do much more damage, making combat just a bit easier. On top of that, using the ice element on a body of water will create handy ice blocks. The possibilities of this can be pretty interesting, such as obviously using this as a boat or a bridge, but using fuse on it, just like the icicle, will make for a handy ice weapon. Better than that though, slap the ice you just made onto your shield. Jump, then press ZL and A together in midair to shield surf, And now you have a higher durability and more slippery surfboard that's protected by the ice block. This can really speed up your travel going downhill when you're in a pinch, and you don't want to damage your shield too badly. Just keep in mind that while in direct sun or warmer weather, this stuff will start to melt off. Talking about fusing to your shield, you can find some bomb flowers early on. While yes, they are obviously great to use as makeshift bomb arrows, try slapping them on the shield instead. Yes, you can blow up incoming enemy attacks, but even better, shield surf with the bomb attached. Shield jump launching is insanely useful in combat, and once you learn this, you might want to try out some more flashy versions to style on your enemies. This might invoke some Michael Bay vibes. Another easy way to gain bullet time is by using the glider you used to cross the gap back to the Temple of Time. If attached to your shield and shield jumping, you'll gain extra height, enough to use bullet time mid-air. This means you can pretty much get bullet time whenever you want. Early in the game, you get a chance to catch a ride on a glider, but there's no way to directly control it. A quick tip is depending on where you're standing on the glider will tilt in that direction, giving you semi-controls while you're flying through the air. I recommend holding ZL while doing this to give you more precise control, because accidentally falling off while doing this is totally possible. Out of the 4 main abilities Link gets, Fuse is usually used for combat, and Recall, Ultra Hand, and Ascend are mostly used for puzzling and navigation. Ultra Hand gives you the ability to lift and put things together, Recall rewinds things to a previous location, and Ascend gives you the ability to climb through solid objects. But what if I told you that these things could be used in combination with each other at the same time? What if I wanted to pass this log up to a platform that's too high? Well, just lift up the log near the platform, go up there, then recall it, then use Ultra Hand on the recalling item mid-time reverse to accomplish your goal. Or even further, combine all 3 by lifting a rock with Ultra Hand for a second, recalling, then ascending into the rock you lifted up. Or even further, knock down a bunch of trees and fuse them into a massive pole, turn it upright with Ultra Hand, recall it, then ascend through the entire contraption to gain massive height. This honestly is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to possibilities you have in the game. So once you get a handle on the basics, start looking at the world in a different way, and give all of your what-if possibilities a try. Many of your ideas will actually work. Hopefully some of these tips will help you in your journey in Tears of the Kingdom. If you found this video helpful, give us a like, and we'll have even more interesting tidbits in the future with things you didn't know about Tears of the Kingdom. So stay with us here on GameSpot.